Hi, I'm Tinny from Mini Bull Design, and today it's about 14 degrees out with a light wind. We've got a lot of snow. We probably got close to a foot yesterday. There's plenty of snow to snowshoe on, and I'm really surprised that either Robert or Adam or some of the other boys hasn't been over to go snowshoeing with me. I've kind of been waiting on them. The snow's starting to settle a little bit. But nobody showed up yet. I think Robert will be around pretty soon, maybe Adam. Sue, Beth, and I just got back from a 2-mile walk up to Brooks's Pond and back, and yeah, I was dressed a lot heavier than this. I just came out of the factory to shoot this video, and it's getting kind of cold out here, so let's go inside and look at my new rotary table. Okay, this is my original rotary table that I bought, and I do the top part of the Bongo Pros with it. Drill a big hole down through, and it's and I think you've seen it in the videos. It's very accurate. It's real nice. I've got a chuck in here now, but I use collets with the end mills when I'm doing the Bongo Pros. I also drill the holes for the squirrel cage series and cricket cage. I do the leg holes in here. Keeps it very accurate and spaces them exactly 120 degrees apart. But I needed, so I didn't have to tear this all down and reset it again, I wanted another rotary table over here, because about all I use this mill for, this is a small mini mill, all I use this basically for is some light milling, nothing very heavy, and basically for precision drilling. So I wanted another rotary head here that I could put my parts in. For example, you can see I put a choke hazard body in there to drill that, or I would tilt it down, just loosen this and drop it down flat, and then put a Bongo Pro in and use this, set the head off 7 degrees. The head is adjustable. You can see you can move it, just loosen that big nut in the back, and you can tilt it left or right up to 45 degrees. So when I do these Bongo Pro legs, I tilt the head 7 degrees and lay this down flat and then drill the leg holes. And that is, if you look at your Bongo Pro, there's not a lot of room there for error. This is an old one that I used to set it up with. And I've ruined a few of these because I didn't get them drilled perfectly. But with this now, I can set it up and then simply unlatch it here and roll the head around to the next degree. And then there's a knob back here to make micro adjustments on it. It's not a real precision piece, but see, you can make adjustments. But it's good enough for what I'm doing. I certainly wouldn't do anything very heavy with it or anything. If I had something I had to be within 1/1000th of an inch, I probably wouldn't do this. But drilling the Bongo Pro bases, you know, I've got a few thousandths to come and go on, so that works pretty good. This was kind of an inexpensive piece. Another piece of Chinese tired iron, just like everything else here. This is my speed controller here for my table feed, power feed table. And that is made out of a paper cutter motor. It's made out of a motor off of a Walmart paper shredder. So that's the deal on that. And I'm real happy with this setup. With the power feed, the light milling, and with this index table, I'm pretty well set now to really get into some exotic stuff like drilling holes in the Voodoo stoves. Real happy with that. And as I am with most everything else I have out here, I need a few more pieces of equipment, but they will come in time. You know, at $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a pop, I don't buy something every day. I try to space it out as much as possible. So let's talk about stoves now. I think sometimes people, they have so many stoves and are messing around with them so much that we actually lose focus of why we're using an alcohol stove to begin with. And for those of you who are new to this, and those of you who've forgotten, as I sometimes do, the reason why we use an alcohol stove is because it's the lightest possible stove you can use. Alcohol is so versatile and has such great characteristics that the stoves, alcohol stoves can weigh, as little as 1/4 of an ounce. And the second reason is it's a very economical way to carry fuel. Alcohol is not as concentrated as petroleum is, like gasoline, but if you use the right equipment, like a beer can pot or a very thin titanium pot or aluminum pot, and you use the right cooking techniques, between the two of those, you don't need a lot of heat. So an alcohol stove can be extremely frugal. You can cook a meal on 1/2 ounce of alcohol and have a pretty nice meal. It's really, really the ultimate way to keep your cooking needs down to an absolute minimum. It's just a really unique and very extremely lightweight way to carry a stove with you that works well and weighs virtually nothing. I sometimes forget that in the process of building these, and I'll be perfectly honest, I was a little shocked when somebody asked me how much the SC600 weighed. I weighed it and it weighed 3 1/4 ounces, which to me was obscenely heavy. Then I kind of thought about it for a minute, and it's 3 1/4 ounces really really isn't that much. That's pretty darn light. 3 1/4 ounces. Usually the dirt and the cleats in your boots will weigh more than that. 3 1/4 ounces is pretty frugal, and that's the entire stove with the fuel line and the nipple cap and everything. So anyway, give you something to think about. I'm Tinny from Mini Bull Design. Get out and hike, take a friend, enjoy the great outdoors, enjoy cooking meals on your alcohol stove, and more important than anything, have a really great day. Bye-bye.